Hey guys, it's Cedric from TCC, and I am recording myself animating because I was streaming earlier, and I didn't I there was no point in streaming because it was like at 1 a.m. and stuff. I'm not sure if you saw the stream, but yeah, um I'm basically gonna be redoing the whole entire stream as if it was recorded because it's a lot easier, and it's not a pointless thing to do, because streaming was a pointless thing to do, but this isn't really pointless. So yeah, I'm gonna be basically redoing everything because I'm not sure. I don't think everyone saw the stream, and I don't think everyone's gonna watch it since it's not streaming anymore. So yeah, currently I am animating this ad, and no, this is not a remake of Join TCC, the original. Sadly, unless if you wanted that. But yeah, I'm animating this TCC ad. It's for the TCC official archive. Now the TCC official archive, it's it's an archive of our stuff. It's an archive of stuff that we've made that was like privated or was deleted or unreleased, unfinished, only seen by certain people. But yeah, that's basically what it is. And I'm going to be making an ad for it, which will be uploaded to the TCC channel sometime when I finish this. And yeah, um, I'm actually putting a lot of effort into this. It's more than just a bunch of text. It's more than just that. So yeah, you probably want to see how it looks so far, so I'm gonna show you.
Are you that type of person who is bored all the time? Are you a fan of TCC? Well, then you should check out the official TCC archive. Oh wait, it's called the TCC official archive. My bad. Then you should check out the TCC official archive. Insert little bit of animation here. Animators. Oh, there. As you can see, it includes a lot of stuff.
Okay, so that is my progress so far. In the stream that I was streaming, wait, let me turn down the volume of the desktop audio, the computer audio, yeah. Okay, so, actually, oh wait, I did the wrong thing. I was trying to turn down the volume, not the desktop audio. Now I have to turn it up. Okay, so, what I was saying was, in the stream, I was doing this thing, and that's what I've done recently, besides, this thing over here. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna be going over this and explaining every single thing in here, because, yes, and also because not everyone understands I don't think everyone would understand what I'm doing exactly. I mean, of course, people are gonna understand that this is an ad for the TCC official archive, but I just want to explain a bit further, like maybe even a bit, like with references and stuff. So so basically, at this first part, this is a reference to the Join TCC ad, the original. I have the original reference, like I have the original thing right here. See, it's like this. See, that was the original, and then look at how it looks now. I want to make this like sort of a homage to old TCC ads, while also being something new and a lot better. It's a lot better looking than those old ads, and it uses a lot more effort and a lot less tweening. If you don't know what tweening is when in Flash, tweening would be like, let me see. Here's a good example. So this one right here, that's just it moving. I didn't have to do any animation for that. I didn't have to do in every individual frame. So yeah, that's what tweening is, and it's a very lazy method of doing things, and in the old ads, I did a lot of that. In the old animations, I did a lot of tweening. But this, I'm doing a lot. I'm going for a more frame by frame look, while also keeping the tweens and stuff, and like, so it gives it like it looks as if it was made back then, but it also looks like it was made now. It's kind of like kind of like I don't know, a crossover episode between the two styles of animation. So yeah, but mainly what I'm trying to go for here is a TCC official handbook ad plus join TCC sort of vibe. That's the vibe I'm going for, and yeah. Okay. I'm actually gonna. I'm gonna try and explain like how exactly I animated this. Like, give an in-depth analysis on this before I continue my progress, because I'm bored, and also it could possibly help people with animation, like learning. Okay, so this is a symbol, and Flash symbols are like, they're like things, you know, I don't need to explain that, just go check out this guy named Alan Becker. This guy named Alan Becker, he's like a master Flash animator. I'm just gonna link, a video about symbols in the description, and also, as a card as well. So yeah, I'm not gonna explain symbols. That's too much. Okay, so for this, I basically just, it's actually supposed to look like this. This is how it actually looks. But after a few effects, like, making it, lowering the opacity, and also adding blur, it made it look more, I don't know, like, it just made it look better, yeah. A lot of this is done with layers, as you can see. Like, there's a lot of I mean, there's not a lot of layers. I mean that, like, there's a background layer. There's this layer, which has Dave here. Dave, yes, Dave Comical, the great legendary Dave Comical. From the early days of TCC, yeah. He's not actually a real person, but yeah, that's Dave. That's the shadow thingy, and that's what's this? That's this text here. This text here, along with this question mark I drew, because the question mark on the fonts looks pretty dull. If you like, it looks like, wait, it looks like this, which does not really match with the kind of feel I'm going for. It's supposed to be more cartoonish than that, and more, and yeah, so okay, so this was done with a tween. A classic tween, to be exact. That was done with a tween. It just goes in, but also some frames were, I did do a bit of select. I did select and manually zoom in and make it bigger and stuff. And for some parts, like this part, this part, and yeah. Okay, so, let's see. Okay, I'm gonna explain this thing. So, like, as you can see, there's a bit of shading. Well, actually, lighting. No, not shading. Lighting. There's a bit of lighting here. That's not a normal thing you can do with the brush tool or any of these tools. That's an effect. That is the bevel effect. which allows you to get like really easy shading. I wouldn't recommend using it unless you want a particular look to it, like how I did, like the look that I'm getting. See, so I wouldn't recommend using that as a lazy way to do shading. But it is a good way to do shading, but it's kind of lazy and it looks a bit, I don't know. It can look it just doesn't have the same feel as normal shading. That's exactly why I mean, actually, well, lighting. That's what I meant. It can actually be used for both shading and lighting, because as you can see, it says shadow highlight. You can do shadows and you can also do highlight. Yeah, well, not shadows. That's a different thing. Shadows would be like stuff, like something that this has behind it, but no. Okay, so shading and lighting, it can be the bevel effect can be used for both. I explained here that I did a tween here. There's also an ease. In Flash, you can do eases on tweens to make them not look so robotic and like if there was no ease here, it would look at that. It wouldn't look so good, but because of the ease, it causes it to look a lot better. That's one of the good things about tweens. It allows you to do stuff like that. That's one of the things I like about tweens and Flash, and it's not, and you don't have to like do all the easing manually. Okay, so there's a background here. It's black. For this I use the tween as well, but tweens can also be used to make things fade in and fade out. So like, it was originally black, but I increased the brightness a bunch and it became white. That's something you can do with tweening. Now here, this is all just frame by frame animation. I don't really have to explain that. But for this, I made it rotate by doing a thing here, like, for tweens you can make it rotate if you want, and yeah, I also used opacity. I made it so you couldn't see it at first, and made it so you can see it, and that's because of tweens. Because I made it so it fills in everything for me because of tweens, and yeah. Okay, so for the symbol, I actually put a bit more detail into it besides just making it spin and go down, and yeah. On the first frame I just drew it. Oh wait, I think it would be better if you saw it like this. Wait, where is it? Where'd it go? Where the hell did it go? Oh, here it is. Okay. So, here's a better look at it. So basically what I did is, so I just drew it, and then on the second frame I copied that, and then in the I made it so I went to modify, and I went to shape, and I pressed smooth, and smooth does automatic smoothing for you. It's like in Flash, there's no I don't have to explain this actually. It's like in Flash you can do automatic smoothing, and this is that I made it smooth so then it looks different from the other frame to give it a tiny bit of a frame by frame animation look. It didn't really work out too well since it was spinning so fast, but yeah. I got a bit lazy here and did tweens. Okay, there's actually a fan here. This is something Jay did for the collar. If you saw that short, you would recognize this fan. This is from the collar, Jay, did this fan here, and yeah, I just placed this in as a little joke, like it's just there for one frame and then it disappears, and like at the end I got a bit lazy with queens and stuff, and then over here I didn't get I went to the opposite of lazy and really made this look good. This is actually my favorite part of the animation. This is like the smoothest thing I've ever animated. Yeah, but yeah. I'm just gonna put it slow so you could see how it was done. I'm actually I think I'm gonna explain a bit about frame by frame animation. Like I'm gonna explain the principle of squash and stretch. So in animation there are 12 principles. One of the principles is squash and stretch. That's a really important principle in making animations look, well, animated and good and kind of realistic. So the way I do squash and stretch is that I do okay, so let me experiment with a bouncing ball. So there's a ball here. Okay, so turn on onion skin so it's easier to see. Okay, so when the ball goes down, you make it squish a bit. Like the faster something moves, I mean, when something is moving fast, it should be stretched out, but it should also keep the same proportions. So it's not like instead of being like this, like a bit stretched out, but not in. If it were like this, it would not look good when animated. I mean, it would look good, but it would look, I don't know. It just wouldn't look right. It wouldn't look realistic, and I don't know why I'm explaining this, but yeah, if it were like this, it wouldn't look very realistic. But instead it's like this, so then it keeps the same proportions. Because if something goes wider, it has to be narrow. If something gets stretched out, it has to be narrower too. Well, if it's going down, that is. I'm not gonna finish this because, I'm gonna finish this actually. So like it gets narrower towards the bottom, and then once it gets towards the bottom, it starts to get wider and wider, and then even more wider than this is even more wider than it was before.
FTCC.
Okay, so it does not just stop there. And then it has to go up.
TCC.
Yeah, that's squash and stretch. As you can see, it squashes and it stretches. Squash, stretch. See? Okay, I'm gonna leave this because this is unnecessary for the animation itself. Okay, so here is a fade-in thing again. I don't have to explain that. I'm just gonna all of the things I have explained before. I'm not gonna talk about. Okay, so here, yeah, this is just frame by frame animation. Here, I didn't really do much. I just drew on the.
Well, then you should check out the official
It's just let me explain. Okay, so this is a symbol. So the TC archive part is tweened. It does not have an ease. It gives us because if it had an ease, it wouldn't look the same. The fact that it doesn't have an ease gives it a certain look. That's why I did that. It's like when it does this, it changes color. and that's because inside this symbol, it changes color here. So with tweens, you can also change color. You can also make things change color and have stuff in between that. And yeah. For these arrow things, I did not draw these myself. In Adobe Animate, this is an exclusive feature. There's a brush library, and then there's a brush library. It's not used for the classic brushes though. It's actually used for this tool called the paintbrush. I don't use it, but I do use its brush library sometimes. I could use the brush library to play around with lines. Like, let's see, I got this line here. I can use the brush line. I could pick something from the brush library and make it look a certain way. Now let's make it wider, and you'll see what I mean. See? It's not just a straight line. It's different because I chose something from the brush library, which is that's one of the good things about the paintbrush, because the paintbrush it's like a pencil. It's like another pencil tool. It works similar to the pencil tool because they're both lines. They're both converted to lines. And in Flash, lines are like I don't have to explain lines. It's not just a line tool. In Flash, lines are how do I explain this? In Flash, there is a brush stroke and there's a line stroke. There can be a line stroke too. Now a line stroke is a line. When you draw with the pencil tool, it makes it into a line, not a straight line, but yeah. And because it's a line, you can play around with it and stuff. And that also means that you can change it to be a different style. Now you can't do that with normal brushes, because normal brushes I don't know. I can't really explain why that is, but yeah. There's a bit more you can do with lines, but there's also a bit more you can do with brushes. So yeah. I mean, brushes have a certain look to them. Lines have a certain look to them. Yeah. Okay. A bit from here.
Then you should check out the TCC.
Now here it stops because I made it stop. There's actually a bit of a blur effect here. Yeah,
it's just insert a little bit of animation here. Animators.
Okay, so the music stops. I just did that by inserting a blank keyframe.
Animators.
Wait, why did I use the tweener. I don't really have to explain all the tween stuff now.
Oh there.
Oh there. Here. I use tween. Ease, and yeah. From here and then here, I use smoothing again. This time to give it sort of a calligraphy sort of look, and yeah. Let's see. So here, and you can import videos in the Flash by going to File, then going to Import, and you can select either Import to Stage or Import to Library. I suggest, or you can select Import Video, and yeah. I suggest pressing Import to Library. Import. I don't think Import Video does anything that Import to Library doesn't do. It just makes it so you so you can only import videos. I think I've actually never used that feature before, but yeah. Just import videos, clips. Just change it to a different frame here. I can change it to a different frame.
As you can see,
and here we are. Finally, I can animate. Finally. That was a long time. Sorry if you already knew that stuff. So yeah, finally, I'm gonna get to animating. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing that.
as you can see,
animatic, I'm gonna
see,
for the animatic, I'm gonna make it. You came here to watch me animate. I'm gonna watch my. I mean, you're gonna watch me animate. You're gonna watch me animate because I came here to. You came here to watch me animate. So yeah. This is boring. But I have to document it, right? Okay, I'm just gonna stop here because I am tired and it is late, and I guess this is gonna be uploaded as an unlisted video, so yeah. Yeah, see ya.